Welcome back to the deep dive. If you're anything like us, your inbox, your feeds, probably buzzing with AI tool this, AI tool that, right? It feels like wading through this huge sea of options.
Yeah, just trying to figure out how to actually get things done.
Exactly. So today, we're cutting through all that noise.
Absolutely. And the goal of this deep dive is, we've got this stack of sources, articles, data, research, and we want to pull out the really key stuff to help you find the AI tools in 2025 that genuinely boost your productivity. You know, whether you're hitting college deadlines or managing professional projects.
And the scale here is just massive, according to what we're seeing. I mean, we're not talking niche little experiments anymore.
Not at all.
The sources cite over 817 million monthly visits across just the top 60 AI tools globally. That number, it tells you this isn't just some fad.
No, it's fundamentally changing how people are working, how they're studying. Like right now, people are getting real practical value. Our sources cover a pretty wide landscape, but we're going to focus on some key areas. Those AI assistants, research tools, writing help, project management, creative stuff, and maybe a couple of specialized tools that really stood out.
Okay, perfect. Let's dive right into the AI assistants then, because honestly, for a lot of people, that's the first touch point, isn't it?
It often is.
And front and center in all the reading, ChatGPT.
Yeah, ChatGPT. The sources basically position it as the, universal productivity buddy for millions. It's ranking third globally, 75 million visits, and it's also noted as the top performer on the LM Arena leaderboard. That's the one tracking model capabilities.
And what really comes through is just how versatile it is. Brainstorming ideas, right? Knocking out quick translations.
And then code start.
Analyzing data, yeah.
Yeah.
Even not tackling really research-heavy assignments. It's like a digital Swiss Army knife.
Totally. And what's truly fascinating, a big point in the sources, is the impact of the latest Fora model, those multimodal capabilities.
Ah, right. Being able to upload images like charts or notes and have it analyze them with your text question.
Exactly. That's a real step change for understanding and working with different kinds of info together. Huge.
And thinking about ongoing productivity, longer projects like a thesis or maybe a quarterly report, the sources really highlight its ability to remember context.
Oh, this is a game changer.
Yeah.
Seriously, if you're deep into something big, you don't have to keep re-explaining the background every single time you interact.
Right.
The AI remembers the project stuff, your preferences, the conversation history. It allows for this level of personalization and continuity that just saves so much time and mental energy. Plus, that integration of search using RGRAG retrieval augmented generation, that means its answers are grounded in external, often more current data.
So it's not just guessing based on its old training data. It's actively looking things up.
It's actively searching. Yeah, and weaving that info in makes the responses way more accurate, more reliable, cuts down on those, annoying hallucinations.
Okay, so bringing real-time search into the chat. That's powerful.
Definitely. Now, staying in that assistant space, the sources also specifically mention Claude from Anthropic. It gets called out for being particularly strong with code and technical problems.
Yeah, the material mentions Claude's known for being helpful, honest, and harmless. How does that translate to its tech skills compared to, say, ChatGPT?
Well, ChatGPT is incredibly broad, right? But the sources suggest Claude often edges it out specifically in software development tasks. It seems to give more thorough code analysis and suggest solutions that really stick to established software engineering practices.
Okay, so if you're maybe a computer science student wrestling with a tricky algorithm or a pro developer needing solid code help, Claude offers that extra depth and, best practice awareness.
Precisely. Its approach is methodical, and importantly, it's pretty transparent about what it doesn't know. That helps build trust, which you absolutely need when you're relying on AI for critical technical stuff.
Right.
It doesn't just spit out code, it often explains the why behind it.
Okay, got it. So we've got the versatile giant and the coding specialist. What about something maybe more budget-conscious? DeepSeek came up in the reading.
DeepSeek is definitely positioned as a really compelling, cost-effective option. They offer free use of their V3 and R1 models right on their platform, and their API access is notably cheap. The R1 model especially was put out to compete head-on with the big players, and it's even open source.
And the sources suggest it hold its own, particularly in analytical tasks.
Yeah, some comparative data we looked at indicates DeepSeek R1 can actually deliver more comprehensive analysis, generate maybe more insightful brainstorming ideas than some others. And for coding, DeepSeek V3 is described as just very efficient, very direct, good for quick, practical help.
That affordability piece is huge for students or smaller teams, obviously. But the sources did add a little caveat, didn't they, about its writing?
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sources note that while its analysis and coding are strong, the text it generates might sometimes feel a bit less natural, maybe a little repetitive, compared to platforms really honed for like creative writing.
So maybe not the first pick for drafting marketing copy, but a solid, affordable choice for analysis or code assistance.
Exactly.
Okay, stepping away from the pure conversational assistance, let's talk research and managing knowledge. AI seems to be fundamentally changing that whole process. Perplexity got a lot of attention in our sources.
Yeah, Perplexity is framed less like a basic search engine and more like a sophisticated research assistant. Instead of just dumping links on you, it gives direct answers with clear citations back to the sources.
And man, the usage numbers are pretty impressive.
They are. The sources mention 6.6 million monthly visits, 169 million queries processed, over 10 million users. That's serious adoption.
Why do you think so many people are switching up their research habits for a tool like this? What's the core thing?
I think the key insight from the material is its multi-step reasoning engine. It explains that Perplexity can actually figure out when it needs to do more searches while it's processing your query, just to build a better, more complete answer.
Oh.
It works through complex questions logically, kind of exploring different angles.
That sounds incredibly useful for real deep dives, academic work, market research, just understanding complex topics. It's not just finding facts, it's helping you explore.
That's it, exactly. The sources really highlight how it can surface unexpected connections, and importantly, it's transparent about how it got the answer. It shows its work, basically.
Builds trust.
Builds trust, yeah. It shows the reasoning steps, acknowledges its limits.
And there's a free version, but also Perplexity Pro.
Yeah, Pro runs about $20 a month. The sources suggest it's worth it if research is a big part of your daily grind, offering faster, more detailed answers.
Good to know. But there was that crucial warning too, right, about verification.
Yes, very important. The sources caution you should always double-check technical or highly specialized info. Perplexity might occasionally pull from slightly older sources. Think of it as a powerful starting point, an exploration tool, but that critical verification, still on you.
Definitely. Okay, another tool focused on handling existing text, Notebook LM.
Right, developed by Google. The sources describe Notebook LM as an AI research assistant, specifically for working with your own documents, long theses, hefty reports, big piles of research papers.
So what's its unique strength? Its superpower.
Its superpower, according to the sources, is processing and analyzing massive amounts of text that you feed it. But the real key insight is its ability to synthesize information from multiple sources you've uploaded, and this is critical, strictly maintaining source attribution.
Ah, okay. So it's not just summarizing one thing. It's weaving together ideas from, say, 10 different papers and telling you exactly which idea came from which paper.
Precisely that. Imagine you're a student doing a literature review across 50 articles, or a professional compiling a big report from various internal docs. This is invaluable. It structures the analysis and keeps everything tied back to the original source. Great for academic integrity, great for professional credibility, kind of automatically handled.
Okay, so we've got getting info, managing info. What about actually improving how we write and communicate? Grammarly is a long-time player here.
Yeah, Grammarly's definitely still a leader in writing enhancement, ranks 7th globally. The sources show it offers really comprehensive support, both for students and professionals.
And it goes way beyond just basic spell-checking grammar.
Oh, much further. The sources mention help with improving your writing style, adjusting the tone, making sure your report sounds formal and your email sounds casual, and even checking for plagiarism.
Crucial.
And it gives you that feedback in real time, which doesn't just fix the sentence you're on, but actually helps you become a better writer over time.
Seems essential for anything from a thesis submission to that critical client email where clarity and the right tone are just non-negotiable.
Absolutely. And its integration across so many platforms, browsers, apps means it just works where you already write. It enhances your workflow without making you switch tools constantly.
Nice. Okay, another huge player in communication, but specifically translation. DeepL. The popularity numbers were kind of staggering.
They really are. It's actually the second most popular AI tool globally, according to the sources. Over 167 million visits, capturing something like 20% of the market share.
Wow.
And the sources directly credit that success to its superior translation accuracy across, I think it's 32 languages now.
So for anyone doing international programs, global business, or even just trying to access research from other countries, DeepL sounds like a must-have.
It really breaks down those language barriers super effectively. The sources note it handles nuance and technical terms better than a lot of the older tools. That's vital if you're translating complex research, technical manuals, professional emails,
Right.
and it even preserves document formatting, which saves a ton of annoying cleanup time.
Okay, let's shift gears slightly. Keeping tasks, maybe teams, organized.
hmm
How's AI showing up in project management? Asana was mentioned in our sources.
Asana comes across as a pretty comprehensive work management platform that's actively baking AI features right into its core system.
What kind of AI assistance does it offer within, like, a project environment?
The sources highlight things like Smart Status that generates quick project updates automatically, Smart Chat for getting immediate answers about project details without digging, and Smart Summaries giving you automated overviews of tasks or whole projects.
Those sound like they could seriously cut down on admin work and maybe clear up confusion on complex team projects.
Totally. Smart Chat, for instance, acts like an AI assistant trained specifically on your project data, so you spend less time searching for that one comment or file, potentially speeding up decisions.
Yeah.
And Smart Summaries help people get the gist quickly without reading every single update.
So the AI handles some of the routine updates and reporting, freeing you up for the actual strategic work.
That's the core insight, yeah. Automate the admin, free up brain space. Asana has a free plan, and these AI features are in their starter plan, which is around $13.50 per user per month. So pretty accessible for teams or even just individuals who want it.
And speaking of automating things, Zapier also came up as a leader.
Zapier ranks 10th globally, over 10 million visits. Its whole purpose is building automated workflows between the different apps you already use.
Like connecting a new form entry directly to a spreadsheet, or maybe saving an email attachment automatically to cloud storage.
Exactly like that.
Yeah.
It kills off those repetitive manual tasks by letting you set up simple if this then that rules to connect literally thousands of different apps. It gets your tools talking to each other without you having to intervene.
That sounds like a massive productivity win for professionals trying to streamline things like data entry or email handling.
Huge. And for students too. Juggling multiple digital tools, syncing class deadlines to your calendar, auto-organizing research notes, sending study group reminders, it just helps create a smoother digital life.
Okay, moving into the creative space now. How are AI tools helping generate content? Canva, according to the sources, is the absolute biggest player globally.
By a long shot, top spot, 263.5 million monthly visits, over 32% market share. Their Magic Studio is highlighted as this AI-powered toolkit for design, writing, format conversion, the works.
So making it possible to create really professional-looking visuals, even if you're not a trained graphic designer.
That's the essence of it. The sources really emphasize its value for students making presentations or visual projects and professionals developing marketing stuff, business graphics, internal comms. It just dramatically cuts down the time and expertise needed.
With AI actually suggesting designs, auto-formatting things, recommending content.
Exactly. And their massive template library helps keep things looking consistent and professional. It makes high-quality visual output genuinely achievable for almost anyone.
Interesting. Another tool focused on content, but specifically video, Synthesia.
Synthesia uses AI for video generation. The sources mentioned its ability to create videos using, get this, over 230 different digital avatars, and they support over 140 languages.
Wow. So you can create polished video content without needing cameras, actors, studios,
Yeah.
any of that.
That's the main benefit the sources point to. For making instructional videos, presentations, marketing content quickly, especially if you need to reach diverse, global audiences. Synthesia just removes huge barriers. It cuts out the technical hassle and resource drain, making video creation feasible for students presenting projects or professionals creating training materials or client updates.
Okay, finally, let's touch on a couple of specialized tools that really stood out for specific jobs. Otter.ai for transcription.
Yeah, Otter.ai is presented as a specialized tool for real-time transcription and helping out in meetings. Ranks 29th globally. Its key things are live transcription and figuring out who's speaking.
How does that help productivity for students or professionals? Seems straightforward but powerful.
It lets you be fully present, right? Engaged in the lecture, the meeting, the conference call without having your head down frantically trying to take notes.
Right.
For students, having accurate transcripts is gold for reviewing complex stuff later. For professionals, it means you capture every decision, every action item, all the nuances from a meeting without missing bits while you were scribbling.
And it plugs into calendars and video conferencing tools.
Yeah,
Makes it seamless.
totally seamless.
Mhm.
And then the last one, for anyone working with code, Cursor.
Cursor, described as an AI-powered development environment.
Yeah, 41st globally. The sources detail features like smart code completion, automatically spotting potential errors, suggesting ways to optimize your code for like speed, or just making it easier to read.
How does that speed things up for, say, students learning to code or pros building complex apps?
Well, for students, it's almost like having a real-time coding tutor right there. It can explain tricky bits of code, suggest better ways to do things. For professionals, it's great for getting your head around large, unfamiliar code bases or offering smart suggestions for refactoring. Leads to faster debugging, better quality code overall.
And again, integrating into standard workflows seems key, enhancing the process, not replacing it.
That integration point is actually a really strong theme across pretty much all the sources and tools we discussed. The AI tools making the biggest impact in 2025 aren't just clever. They fit smoothly into how you already study or work. They automate the annoying stuff and offer help right where you need it most.
Which I think brings us nicely to wrapping up this deep dive. We've covered a lot of ground, navigated this landscape of AI tools in 2025, and hopefully highlighted some of the just unprecedented opportunities they offer for boosting productivity.
Yeah, and the core message that kept coming up in our sources is really clear. Getting the most out of AI productivity isn't about just grabbing every shiny new tool.
Right.
It's about being strategic, picking the tools that directly address your specific challenges, your specific workflows.
Makes sense. If research is your bottleneck, maybe look hard at Perplexity or Notebook LM. If it's writing or getting your message across, Grammarly or DeepL are key.
Exactly. Drowning in team tasks. Maybe Asana's AI features or Zapier's automation is the answer. Need help creating content? Canva and Synthesia open up huge possibilities.
And the accessibility factor, as the sources pointed out, is better than ever. So many of these tools like DeepSeek, Perplexity have free tiers. Budget doesn't have to be a blocker to trying them out.
Definitely not.
So looking ahead, based on everything we read, we can probably expect even tighter integration, maybe more specialized tools popping up.
Yeah.
But the winning strategy for 2025 seems to be identify your productivity roadblocks, then find the AI tool designed specifically to smash that particular wall.
It's all about smart augmentation, right? Not just
Mhm.
adopting technology for the sake of having it.
Precisely. So as we finish up this deep dive, here's something to think about. Based on the sheer power these tools have to synthesize information and generate content. Given how easily and quickly AI can now produce text, code, images, summaries from just vast amounts of data, how does the fundamental importance of verifying your sources and critically evaluating the output, how does that change for you in your studies or your professional life heading into 2025 and beyond?